Today I will show you how to get the user location in React Native's new architecture with turbo modules without using a third-party library. So first of all, I have created a default React Native project. So just create a default React Native project. Next, you have to enable new architecture for this project. Before that, I request you please to upload this question. You will find this question's link in the description. I need your help. It's because if I get an answer to this question, I can make more videos on React Native's new architecture. This question has blocked me, like this register for activity result API is so common in the new Android versions that I don't want to use deprecated versions. So please, I request you to upvote me and I will make more videos on React Native's new architecture. If you know the answer, well and good, please answer it as well and I will assign the bounty to you. Anyways, coming back, so first of all you have to enable the new architecture. So just for Android, just search for new arc enabled. So I will go over here, new arc enabled, go to gradle.properties, make this as true. Next, you have to cd to your iOS directory and run this command. You might face two issues. So first issue is this. So if you face something like this, just cd back to the root of your React Native project and run this. Then again cd back to iOS and try running this command. If you still face an issue, it could be related to this, so you can go through this blog post, or otherwise I also have a video on my channel regarding this issue, so you might want to check it out. So you might want to try something like this or check out the other answers as well. One of this might resolve your issue. But once you are able to successfully run this command from your iOS directory, just run yarn iOS or yarn Android, and in Metro Bundler you should see fabric true, which means the new architecture has been enabled for your React Native app. Next, we will go to turbo native modules. So first we have to create this folder. Again, this folder has been created outside the React Native project in the documentation, but we will create it inside the React Native project. Otherwise you will face a lot of issues, trust me on that. So I will go to my React Native project and create this folder rtn my location. Create 3 folders inside it: Android, iOS and JS. Next, we have to create this file nativecalculator.ts inside our JS folder, but the file name would change obviously. So in our JS, create native mylocation.ts, and I have just copy pasted from the documentation. Only thing that has been changed is this name, and I have added 2 methods inside it. So first is get location, which would be used for both Android and iOS, but for Android specifically I have added one more method called ask location permission for Android, because we have to write for requesting the location permission we have to write extra bit of code. For iOS we don't have to write it, we just have to declare the permissions in info.plist, and the pop-up of asking the permission is automatically presented for iOS, but it is not for Android. That's why this extra method for Android. Next, you have to go to your package.json, create a package.json file which is sibling to your JS folder and not inside the JS folder. So I have created package.json and I have copied everything from the documentation. Only thing that has been changed is this over here and this package name. Next, you have to create a podspec file. So I have created a podspec file rtn_mylocation.podspec. Again, over here the name has been changed, everything else has been copied from documentation. Next, inside Android you have to create build.gradle. So go to Android, build.gradle. So again I have copy pasted this from the documentation, as well as the only thing that has been changed is this apply plugin Kotlin Android. This namespace has been changed. Then we have added Kotlin standard lib. Again, make sure you use version 1.7.1 of 21 of Kotlin standard lib, because we need this Kotlin coroutines core as well. This is used because we will be using Flow to collect data on the Android side. If you otherwise you will, if you don't use 1.7.21, I think in 1.6 Flow was still experimental, so you might have to annotate experimental tag. but just to be on the safer side, use 1.7.21, and you have to use Kotlin coroutines core for flow, and this is for location permission. So add that. Next, create src main java com rtn my location folder, and inside that you have to, for now, just create my location package.kt. Again, I have copy pasted it from the documentation. Only thing that has been changed is the java code to kotlin code. But for now, you just have to pass, you have just have to do something like this: return null over here, as well as return null over here. Okay, because we have not done code generation yet, so just write something like this. I will just move it back to the original. Once that is done, so next we have to do code generation, but here you can see they have used double dot instead of, but we will just use single dot because our folder is already inside React Native project. So open your terminal, and you just have to run this command, yarn add dot slash rtn my location. Once you run this command, it will generate, it will create a node module for it. Next, for iOS code generation, first you have to do cd dot dot. So move it outside your project from the terminal. So here you can see I'm inside that I'm inside my project. So I will do cd dot dot, and then you have to run this command. So again, copy pasted it from the documentation. Only changes, this is my project name, this is my project name, as well as this is my project name, and this is my folder name. We need the project name on the third line as well, because our folder is inside the project, but in documentation's case it is outside. That's why they have not taken the project name over here. So once you run this command, you will see this generated folder inside rtn my location, which contains all the code for iOS. Next, for writing the code for iOS location, so go to your iOS folder. Next, you have to create event emitter.h. Now, why we are using event emitter? Like, we want to continuously send data from from the native side to React Native side, and you can check my previous video. Like, I have already explained how to do it, so I won't go in details over here. So just copy paste this. Like, this is the required code for continuously sending data from iOS side to React Native side. For iOS, I will be using native event emitter, which is recommended, but for Android I was still not able to figure out how to use native event emitter, but so that's why I'm still using the deprecated RCT device event emitter. But if you know how to use native event emitter, or if you have any kind of documentation or a video for RCT device event emitter for Android specifically, put it in the comments, and I might this might help the entire community. I might make a video on it explaining that as well. So just create event emitter, copy paste this code. Again, create event emitter.m and copy paste this entire code. Like, even I don't understand much of it, like I don't understand Objective-C. Next, we have to create this file rtn calculator, but in our case it is rtn my location.h. So I have copy pasted everything from documentation. Only thing is, this file name has been changed. We require this core location library to get the user's location. Then this event emitter has been imported, which we have created. Then this file name has been changed, this has been changed, and we are also extending the cl location manager delegate, which gives us a callback once the user has accepted the location permission with latitude and longitude. And we have also created this variable of cl location manager, which we used in the Objective-C++ file. Next, these are like ending of file. Next, you have to create this rtn my location.mm, not .m but .mm. It is an Objective-C++ file. Again, I have copy pasted everything from documentation. Only this file name has been changed, this has been changed, and this is an overridden method which we have already defined in the Java TypeScript interface. And here is the actual code of initializing the cl location manager, as well as asking the permission for it. Now this is only for Android, so I have just resolved it on iOS. And here you get a callback from iOS with the latitude and longitude. So here I am getting the latitude and longitude, converting it to string, which you can see over here. And then this just sends back to the native side, like continuously sends back data of latitude and longitude. And this is like boilerplate code which I have copied from documentation, only with this file name changed. Next, go to Android. Okay, so we have already done this. So for Android, cd to your Android on terminal and just run this. This will create a node modules folder with rtn my location. You will see inside your node modules. If you are interested, you can check it out. So go to your Android src. First I won't go much in depth on how to get the location, but I will tell you, I have copied this code from Philip Lackner, who is a YouTuber developer who mostly does Android development videos. So I have copied most of his code for location. So if you want, you can check it out. So this is just like a Kotlin extension file for access, asking the permission. Also, before I forget, you have to go to Android app src main android manifest.xml and add these three permissions. Also, in go to your build.gradle and add this Kotlin version as well as this Kotlin version. And in the app build.gradle, you have to add apply plugin Kotlin Android, as well as you have to add this line as well. What else am I missing? Okay, as well as inside the main Android folder, you have to go to main activity.kt. Yeah, forget about this file, context.txt. These were just for my debugging. We don't have to create this file over here. We have to create it inside the Android folder of rtn my location. So what I have done for main activity.kt, I have converted this file to Kotlin. Like you can just open this file in Android, open the Android folder inside Android Studio, and inside Android Studio at the top you will see in tools or some menu that there is an option to convert Java file to Kotlin file. Just click on it, it will automatically convert this file to Kotlin. Next, what you have to do is that you have to write this, which is kind of like access course location and find location, as well as you have to write this. So this will check whether we have successfully granted the location permission or not. If yes, then I am emitting true. Okay, so once I get the location permission, then I am requesting uh, the actual location. Okay, so once we get this true on Android side, then we will call the get location method. Otherwise, I'm just returning false in case user rejected it, and this is like a boilerplate method. Okay, next I have to go to iOS rn app log info.plist, and inside that you have to add this three lines, okay, for location permission. Nothing in pod file as far as I know. Okay, next forget about this as well, like these were only for my debugging, so you don't have to copy this. Next, coming back to Android, so once you have copied this, next again you can just copy paste this, like again you can refer to Philip Lackner's video. So this is like boilerplate code for getting the location. Next, I have defined a location client interface. Then inside I have defined the location module. So again this file has been copied from the documentation over here. So here you can see this module file, only the file name has been changed, Java code has been converted to Kotlin code. So this file name has been changed. Here we are creating a coroutine scope, like even I don't understand much of it. Then we are creating a location client, then we are creating the object of this location client, and here we are listening for the location. So here you can see as soon as we get the location, we are continuously sending back the data from native side to React Native side. And again here we are just checking for the location permission, and this should be careful with this naming. This should be rtn my location. Next, inside my location package, now you can update this file. Instead of returning null, you can return something like this. Okay, now what else? Okay, we already done this. Now again run this command. So go to app.tsx, just run this command yarn add /rtn my location, and next you have to go to cd iOS and just run this command. So it will create a pod of your rtn my location. Now to use it, I have create so what I have created two functional components, my iOS view and for my Android view. So for iOS, just go to my iOS view, and here I have using the native event emitter. So I have called the uh, so I have created one method called get location, and here I am calling the rtn my location dot get location. Call this method inside use effect or wherever you prefer, and here I am listening for that latitude and longitude. So I won't be showing a demo because I don't want to share my latitude longitude with you guys. But once you run the application, you will see the latitude and longitude. And similarly for Android as well, for Android it is little we have to do an additional step. So first I'm asking for location permission for Android, then I'm listening whether that permission has been granted or not. If yes means true, then I'm accessing the get location permission, and here are the listeners for that. So I think, yeah, that's it for location. So you can combine this video along with the Google Map Google Map video which I already have on my channel. So you can get this truly like true experience of Google Map with users location without having a third party library. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.